Now, due to the court hearings in Congress, from the bravery, commitment, and loyalty from the former high ranking intelligence officer David Grush, launching an official complaint to the IC Inspector General on the covering up of actual crashed retrieval programs of extraterrestrial craft through the special access programs operating under the curtain. Since most of the mainstream news have reported the event in a fairly decent way, the BBC's article, however, has completely distorted the actual facts, including not even mentioning David Grush's name and suggesting the court believes that the idea of extraterrestrials are nonsense. This is their own opinion and not at all the facts. David Grush and also his wife have received serious death threats due to what is slowly being brought out in the open. The whole reason behind this hearing is due to David Grush. So who the hell do the BBC think they are? This is the reason why I have decided to put these documents out, or more factually, the initial operations manual of MJ12, who were the group who dealt with the crash retrievals, yes plural retrievals, from Roswell. These docs are a copy of the originals. You will not find this information on the YouTube platform anywhere, I can assure you that. In case you were thinking these are not real, I assure you they are. I've left these slides up for about 7 seconds, so you can pause and read through the document. So also please feel free to publish this yourself. Right, now since I'm still annoyed with the BBC, I'm going to let this out as well. One of the questions that David Grush in court was asked were who were the defence contractors in relation to the crash retrieval programs. He said to them, the panel, that he couldn't tell them in public, but he could tell them in private with the right clearances. I can tell you that the defence contractors are Aegis International, Aegis Defence, based in London. They were originally made up from two companies, Executive Outcomes and Sandline, which were private security companies, mercenary companies, a long time ago. When Executive Outcomes and Sandline, they went into liquidation due to the coup in Equatorial New Guinea, which the guys were in prisons. They basically wanted to replace the government of Equatorial New Guinea with their own. Financiers were Mark Thatcher and a couple of others. Mark Thatcher was Margaret Thatcher's son, the ex-Prime Minister. And when both companies ceased to trade or exist, obviously the managers went into Aegis, formed Aegis Defence. Aegis basically works as a private company. They are contracted to the Pentagon, and they are basically a perfect company used by the Pentagon. They got their fingers in all the pies, and they're based in most of the locations all around the world. So when there is a retrieval needed, and these guys are a private army existing under the radar, they're the perfect company for the job. Meaning there will be no records. Well, there will, but they'll be private. They won't be accountable, as in you can't look up the records under Freedom of Information Act from the government because they won't exist. A question that might be asked is, since it's America, why don't they use a company like Blackwater? Blackwater is obviously too overt since what happened in Fallujah. Anyway, read through these, and I hope it opens your eyes to what's really going on in the background. For those of you who haven't heard of MJ12 or Majestic 12, I wouldn't look up Wikipedia entries on this because the facts aren't there and it's a non-academic site. Meaning, when you go to university to do a degree or a master's, they will tell you do not use Wikipedia, even though it contains references and citations. It's a non-academic site, and it's a very biased opinion by the people who edit it. But I'm sure you know this anyway. Just to also note that the last Wikipedia editor on the Roswell crash also released an article on cats.